We knew that we wanted to replace the exhaust on this. The original pipe was 2 1/4 and it was all rusted out. Looked terrible. The mufflers had holes in them. So we figured we were going to have to do something. We evaluated a few options, one of which was to try to do some repairs on what we had. I didn't like that option very much, partially because I really wanted the 2 1/2-inch pipe, and partially because I didn't figure the mufflers would really ever be quite right if we tried to repair them. So we went for something else. We looked at a lot of different mufflers. I kind of like the sound of the Super 10s, but I also wanted the truck to be drivable at night without waking up the neighborhood. So we went up a little bit into the Flowmasters to get out of the high aggressive range and ended up with the 50 series. And you'll hear what those sound like and be able to compare those to no muffler. I haven't run any other mufflers on here, so all I have is the Flowmaster 50 series. I did want to retain the dual pipes all the way out, partially just because that looks cool, but it also helps with the flow. And since it came with some headers that we've revitalized and fit under here, it worked out pretty well. Our work was not bad. We reused the flange that was on the old exhaust pipe. It's cut here, and then so this piece is the original flange tied to the original header that's been painted in exhaust high temperature black paint, just a rattle can, and then tied into the stainless steel. And I gotta be honest, this is the part I'm mostly thrilled about. I didn't realize that stainless steel was so MIG weld friendly. This weld right here just tied right together real clean to the old flange, and I have no leaks right there, and I maintain a 2 1/2-inch diameter all the way out, so I'm happy about that. And then if I follow this around, I have two 45s held together with just these basic exhaust clamps. There's the transmission, and the pipe goes up just a little bit with the 45 and then levels out again with the other 45 to get over the transmission cross member. And then from there it goes on back to the Flowmaster 50 series. And they're that way on both sides. It's the same thing. So here's passenger side doing the same thing, band clamped there. We have some very simple $5 hangers coming off of the cross member, and it's tied in with a remnant that I cut off of the 45s to make them the right length. This is about a 6-inch piece of 2 1/2-inch pipe that fits into the muffler quite tight. So I just spot welded it, half a dozen or so spot welds around the pipe on the muffler side. I very well could weld it all the way in, and may still, but since I didn't know as we were piecing it together just how well it was going to fit, I didn't want to commit that much. But it worked out great. And then the band clamp on this side squeezes the slip-on joint together and holds the muffler then tight to the exhaust pipe. The whole thing has just worked out really well. And I have a little more material left over. I'll show you in the description where we got the stuff. I think I paid, I don't know, it was a couple $100 for all of the stainless steel pipe. And then the Flowmasters were probably $90 a piece, something to that effect. But really happy with it. The sound is good, and for some situations being a little louder might be okay. But for a daily driver that you don't want to upset the neighbors, for me it's not so much about the volume as much as it is about the tone and the growl. And I'm kind of a fan of the Flowmaster growl and tone. So it worked out really well for us. I'm happy with it. It looks good. It was easy to put together. I think Caleb and I did it in maybe 2 hours. Both sides of the exhaust are installed. Two Flowmaster 50 series mufflers off of stainless steel 2 1/2-inch pipe. Relatively simple install, actually. A couple of hangers on each side. We're going to leave the exhaust right there, terminating at the end of the muffler. And at some point we'll decide what to do with the last part of the exit. But for now, we're going to tighten down the final clamps, the flange at the headers, and then get a sound bite. How's it going down there, Caleb?
Trying to get this flange tightened.
Yeah?
Very nice.
Is it not cooperating? Well, looks like you're getting it. I like that though. It turned out really good. The stainless pipe is surprisingly easy to work with. I thought it might be difficult to weld, but I'm pretty excited because it looks good and shouldn't rust like other exhaust pipes do. So that's kind of cool. Yeah. Yeah, we're not 100% done because we still need to work our way through the exit from the mufflers out to the back. We haven't decided yet whether to come straight out the back or 90-degree off to the to come out just behind the tire. But like I mentioned, we have some extra pipe left over, a little bit of leftover from the one long one. Then we have this 48-incher, 2 of those. So that's enough to get out behind the tires. And then we have a bunch of these 90s that came with it, as well as some 180s that we just won't even use. So look, I don't know how you can do a whole lot better than that, but for somewhere in the neighborhood of $400, we'll have a brand new exhaust system coming from the headers all the way out to the tires with twin Flowmasters and stainless steel 2.5-inch pipe all the way. I feel pretty good about that.